Those two, and then a few remarks on, because it is really touching on county governments, and especially the county government of Nairobi. And I can authoritatively speak for that county government on the matters of public participation because I'm presently in charge. On the matter of the county assembly, I think if you can be given another chance to reply to that, I wouldn't want to speak to that. Some different county governments have different approaches to public participation in the matter of collaboration between the executive and the assembly. I'm aware of certain counties where they work jointly, but Nairobi County somehow, the assembly will do their bit and then the executive will do their bit. So as sometimes there's help here and there, but I can't speak much to that. So I would like to handle those that the executive has handled. I can say we have invited people fairly. That I can say. And we can be tested on that. We have invited everyone, including non-state actors. And I know there have been even complaints that there's this coming to public participation of the very same faces. But for me, I have no problem with that because if CD, for example, from Westlands, and is a very tough guy when he's scrutinizing government, he is able to come to all meetings. And he's making a difference, and he's not coming there to sell out the people. I will not mind that because our duty, we advertise, and we are not stopping at the newspapers. We are using our sub-county administration to invite. We are using non-state actors to invite. For example, in the matter of having disabled persons participate in the public participation meetings, we are working with various bodies that work with those citizens to get them on board. So I wouldn't say there's anything we have done that is not within the law in terms of ensuring that everyone has a fair chance to participate in public participation. We're advertising on social media freely, and it's in various neighborhood associations and using those bodies that govern or bring together a certain group of people. On civic education, honestly, we are not doing well. That has been said, we are not doing well. And the budget is almost zero, I have to say the truth. And the budget for public participation, the threshold is so high, I don't know even how county governments will ever do that. That's why we are trying to pull in non-state actors to work with us, because the budget for public participation, it is said to be 2% of the total budget. Now, if Nairobi County was to allocate that, it will be around 800 million. Now, what we have presently in the last financial year, and this is public document, please visit the website, it was around 34 million. Which 34 million was basically for operations. There was no allocation to say this is for public participation, this is for civic education. As Mheshimiwa said, they are now currently working on the CFSP. We really hope, if we are going to deliver ward forums, that budget will be allocated. So civic education, I have to be very honest, we haven't done well, but we hope with non-state actors, with civic education, we will improve on that. Quickly, let me just rush a bit, then you'll come through the issue of feedback. Now, feedback hasn't been done by many county governments, but I'll say for the last 8 months I've been around, we delivered feedback the way it is. In fact, on the barrows, the residents, for example, of Dagoretti South, they followed us, they went all the way to Office of the Deputy President to bring their grievances, and we received them. And we accepted what they were saying, and we reconfigured the barrows to fit what they were saying because it made sense. Because they said they don't want to be separated from Dagoretti North people because they share ancestral land ties and historical ties. We accepted that. So we have made changes to that. When we also did public participation on the barrows, we had a meeting where we called members of the National Assembly to also hear from the leadership. And we factored in the idea that we cannot have the entire Embakasi have just one barrow when other barrows are having 3 maximum sub-counties. So we corrected that and gave a second sub-county. Sorry, a second barrow, and that is why now we don't have the 5 that the governor sold in the manifesto, but we have the 6 barrows, and now after factoring in what people said. So we know we are trying to rush against time to ensure our act, we are really tied by our act. Our act says, within 30 days of conduct of a public participation, we must give feedback. So I'm racing against time right now by next week to ensure at the very minimum we don't reach Friday before people have feedback on the 7 markets. And we hope to work even with Civic Voices to give feedback there, because getting feedback, once I've finished, I post it on the website, we try to push it through social media, and maybe we send physical copies to the wards, because we can't really photocopy for everyone. Lastly, on the bit of national legislation, really counties couldn't wait very much for the for the national legislation. So we had to do what we had to do. And we know the bill is on right now. They are working on it. We hope they finish it and define some of these things. But on the matter of threshold for attendance, I know they'll easily sort out the issue of threshold for notification and the conduct of behavior. I've seen part of the bill says those who misconduct themselves in the meeting will be ejected out. I've seen it in the bill. But on the matter of people coming, this is really a decision of Kenyans to make. Do you want to let government do what it wants, or do you want to come? And how do we address when we are not delivering what you want? So I don't know how they'll decide, because I can defend the government and say, we have advertised, not just on the newspapers, we have used civic voices. We have done those who are tumtani when you influence. What more could we do to get people? But the people could say, you are not delivering the projects, or you are not factoring in our input. So that bit we could address from our end. But once we have advertised reasonably as we can, I really don't know how this law will work that out. I'll be waiting also to see. Thank you.
Okay. Can we take the last round?